is, I think we know too much. I am back for my first album reaction in almost 3 years, and it is a big one, y'all. We have Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande. My history with Ariana Grande is this. Typically when I hear that she is releasing a new album, I get excited. Like, I always look forward to Ariana Grande music. However, usually I only really jive with like 3 to 4 songs on the album. I enjoy Yes and, but it is not my favorite thing that she's ever done. It's not something that I go to constantly. Like, I go to 34, 35 always. I just think it's such a fun song. Obviously the epic, the legendary Thank You Next. Let's preface a few things first. We obviously have heard a lot about Ariana Grande in the media. I don't know Ariana. I feel like when there is smoke, there's fire, but so many things are made up or misconstrued or lost in translation or miscommunicated. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm like backing up Ariana till the day I die, or that I'm like cannot stand this hoe. I'm not the one to sit here and judge her morality, I suppose. I also did watch her Apple interview yesterday, and to be honest with you, I felt like she said a lot without saying anything at all. I feel like it must be so hard to talk about like what you've learned without actually revealing your personal life and all the struggles that came from that. I guess I'm just interested to see how it's going to manifest into the music. So let's just jump right in. Track number 1 is the intro, End of the World. This is so random, but I just love Ariana Grande's like intros and interludes. Like, I love Pete Davidson, the song, not the man. I don't really care about the man. And to me, that's not a full song. I just love like her little whimsical interludes and intros. They're just so peaceful. Ooh, I do love how that introduced the concept of the album. Another thing, when I watched the Apple Music interview with Zane Lowe, I kind of wish we would have gotten that interview after the album was released, because now I feel like I need to go back and listen to it so I can like take in all those references and tie them to the music. Another problem I commonly have with Ariana, and I know this is like a common complaint about her, she to me is one of the most talented vocalists of our time. Like, I just feel like, I think she's extremely talented, but I just always have a difficult time understanding her. Her words kind of like muddle together, and I just wish there were like, I love the softness, the flow of her voice, but sometimes I wish there were just a little bit more crispness to it, or that they mixed the music a little bit different so I could just hear her better, because I'm such a lyric person. And this intro had a lot of beautiful lyrics. Let's move on to the next one. This is track number 2, titled Bye. At least I know how hard we tried, both you and me. At least we know how hard we tried, both you and me. I'm so curious about her marriage. Like, I hate that we want to know about these celebrities' lives because we have no right to it. We're not entitled to it, but like, I'm just so curious.
Things that are not my business, but I wish they were.
Do we know, was Ariana in an on-again, off-again relationship with her husband? Because I feel like we've heard her reference that a few times, and it just seemed like they were like solid for a while, but maybe they were like trying to make it work, and then she was like, this isn't gonna work, and then they were trying to make it work. Do we know? Again, I'm just like, maybe it's just my ear and the way I process music. I can't wait until I can figure out how to film these videos with headphones. I'm just having such a hard time understanding her. Like, I feel like I have to listen so intently that it's hard for me to have any kind of reaction because I'm so focused on listening. I have no idea what she said there. Literally not even a clue. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I feel about track 2. I like the production of it. I like the message of it. It's a song I would listen to again, but it kind of feels, well, first of all, I didn't understand half of it. It kind of feels conflicting. It's like, at 1 minute I felt like she was like leaning into the vulnerability of it, but then it was like, it had this other feeling of like, bitch, bye. Like, I'm done. But I think maybe that's intentional. Maybe it's the contrast of like the lows we tried so hard, but now I'm feeling empowered and I'm ready to cut my losses and like start over. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite, but I did enjoy it. I got kind of bored at the end. Track 3, Don't Want to Break Up Again. Again, there's that, again. It's Said, I don't want to break up again. Like, I don't want to be in another breakup with anybody, or me and you, I don't want to break up again. Let's see. One more sleepless night. Oh, that's heartbreaking. I fell asleep crying. You turned off the TV. You don't want to hear me. This is giving I Can Do It With a Broken Heart by Taylor Swift, which we don't even know what that sounds like yet. But just comparing this to ghosting, laying in bed, you hear me cry. This is so sad. I'm gonna be so honest, and this might come out harsher than I intend for it to, but I feel like Ariana Grande really, and I hope she has been the last year, but I feel like she really needs to spend a lot of time in therapy. It just seems like she's always getting into relationships, and very like serious, very quick relationships, when she's not ready and she gets into something, she jumps in full force and then realizes like, oh shit, this is not like what it should be. She kind of is like always in a relationship, and I think she just never properly takes the time to grieve the last relationship, especially since Mac Miller. Like, she didn't really give herself much time in a state of like sobriety to really like feel that loss. I think she needs to take some time. I don't know this girl. I do not know this girl, but I want the best for Ariana, okay? Let's go to therapy together. Spent so much on therapy. Good progress. You didn't even try. So much said in one little part of this song. I spent so much time in therapy and you didn't even try. Oh, hope you won't regret me. Hope you'll still think fondly. Girl, a situationship with your husband? The man that you married? If this is about her marriage, I have never once thought to call my marriage a situationship. But maybe that's why I've been married for like 17 years. I like that one. I would definitely listen to that again. I'm really getting the feeling that Ariana like really cared for this man, whoever she's singing about, I'm assuming her husband. I'm getting the impression that she really did care for him, but she realized like she needed to work on herself, and the relationship was not, just it wasn't the right fit. That's the feeling I'm getting, that she did not actually want to hurt him, and maybe like all this references about like him not trying or him not wanting to, you know, hear her being upset. Maybe he wasn't a bad guy, he just also knew it wasn't the right fit. Alright, let's move on to the next song, which I think is Saturn Returns Interlude.
About 29 years. That's when we gotta wake up and smell the coffee, because...
One thing I will say about Ariana and her team is that she always gets the production right. Like, her songs are so, even the interludes are so interesting. Saturn Return is real, y'all. I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, but my Saturn Return was the hardest time in my entire life. It completely changed me as a person, changed the way that I viewed the world. Like, it is a very real thing. Okay. All right. Next track, the title track, Eternal Sunshine. I love her laugh. I love it. Okay, we are on track 5. We're not even halfway through the album, and it's definitely ringing true for all of my past Ariana feelings. Like, I thought the album is beautiful, the lyrics are beautiful, but they're just like okay for me. Like, I will listen to them, but they're not necessarily songs that I would desperately seek out. That's how I'm feeling so far. Now she's in my bed, laying on your chest. Oh. Did she just say, I hope you feel alright when you're in her? Ariana, girl. Oh, now she's talking about now he's in your bed laying on my chest. We both moved on, bitch. The chorus of that song is very catchy. I really like it. I will say there's a part of the song where I don't like her vocals. I think I just like when Ariana either is like really deep or really high, and that kind of in between sometimes doesn't hit. Obviously she sounds gorgeous. I could never. It's just not my favorite Ariana vocal, but that song, the chorus was really catchy. I don't know that I love like the lyrics of it, but the chorus is super catchy. Next track, Supernatural. Okay, so this whole album, the vibe is just like mid-tempo. It almost sounds like I can envision just like when you're just like laying in bed with your loved one, like especially at the beginning of a relationship and your head is on their chest and you're just kind of like laying there staring at the wall, just like being in the moment. That's the vibe that I feel. That's the energy I feel from this album. This is gonna sound really weird, but this is like my Pisces, ADHD, overthinking brain. It's so weird because like the production sounds so warm and welcoming, inviting, almost like comfortable in a relationship, but then the lyrics are obviously like, I want to start a relationship, like I want you to come get me, I want you to claim me, I want to be yours. So it's like the production mixed with the lyrics, they're like completely contrasting concepts in my brain. Does that make any sense? I feel like I overthink everything and it like, bitch, what? Is she saying don't want to fight the fall? Like fight the falling in love? You see, those little twinkles of production from Ariana are so good. They're like little, just like sprinkles of gold throughout her songs. I love that. Ooh, I also love, Ariana does that a lot, the like very abrupt, like kind of fade off, which doesn't make sense. Her voice is abrupt and then the music fades off. I think that might be my least favorite song on the album so far, to be honest with you. I don't know why, I'm just not vibing with it. I feel like it's all a bunch of contrasting things and like the whole supernatural theme, I don't love that. Like if it were a song about just the instant like passion and chemistry and just like locking eyes with somebody and knowing like that is going to be my person, then it would be like, yeah, that feeling is supernatural, something you can't explain, something out of this world, but I don't get that from the lyrics. So it more feels like a longing, just like almost like friends to lover type story, like, oh, I realized I might be into you. It does not feel supernatural. So I don't know. I don't think I like much anything about that song besides the production and her vocals, obviously. Not my favorite. Next track, True Story.
It's an untrue story based on all untrue events.
My camera stopped filming because I ran out of filming time. So let's go back a few seconds. Well, yes. That part was giving Ariana and Mariah Carey. Well, yes. Was that part right there? My mind just started going elsewhere because I was wondering if that part right there is kind of her addressing the media. As I was hearing that, I was kind of thinking like, wow, I hope there's a spot on this album where she's like really vulnerable about how it felt to be just like the target of so much hate, whether warranted or not. Again, I don't know this girl, I don't know her story. I guess she has a right to feel like kind of combative, but like I would like to, I don't know, it's so complicated because again, I don't think we're entitled to a celebrity's life. What I'm trying to say doesn't make sense because I'm trying to say like some vulnerable accountability, but we don't even know what she did or if she did anything wrong. So accountability for what? I don't know. I'm just like, I would really like to see the vulnerable. Maybe that's what this whole album is. First of all, okay, yes, Ariana, I can't relate too much on my plate. I say that all the time. Why are we so worried about hating and worried about what other people are doing? Like, I'm too busy to be doing all that as I'm sitting down dissecting an album. But also, I'm kind of confused. It feels like 1 minute she's talking to like maybe the media, and like I'll be what you want me to be, I'll be the person that you hate, but then she's talking about a relationship, like I'll be what you need. So I don't know if she's addressing multiple things at this point. I don't know. Oh, see, now she's saying like you essentially have too much time to be so invested in my demise. So clearly she's not talking to the person that she is feeling loved up on or trying to love up on. Or maybe I'm listening to this all wrong. I need to go back and listen. Is she talking about her husband? I don't know. Now I'm confusing. I'm forgetting the lyrics and I don't know where my train of thought is going. Y'all, I ran out of space on my camera because the file size is so large. Like I have a really large memory card in there. So that's like insane. While I was away, that's why my hair is up. While I was away, I re-listened to True Story and I still like I don't really understand it, honestly. I kind of feel like she is addressing like the haters, the media, possibly like an ex-husband, ex-blame, like I'll be what you want me to be, what you think I'm doing. I don't know. I need more time with it. The next track is The Boy Is Mine. And Ariana, is so wrong for this.
I think I kind of was like, this is a very bad idea, I think.
I loved this song when I was younger, so like I'm excited to see what she does with it, but like Ariana, you are wrong for that. You are feeding the trolls, but I kind of love it, bitch. She don't give a fuck. I love that in this song you can tell that Ariana is such a fan of R&B and hip hop. It influences so much of her music. Ariana Grande! Ariana, why do you have to slay so hard on a controversial track? The vocals are vocaling, okay? I don't know, y'all. The more I listen to it, I'm feeling very mixed feelings about it. Because again, we don't know the story and she's just like using the song as inspiration for her narrative. But it's, I don't know, it kind of feels dirty. I think I'm leaning towards like, you shouldn't have touched this. I don't know, man. I don't look to my artists to be the moral compasses of my life. But this feels kind of dirty, no? I think that if we cannot be critical of our faves, then we really need to reevaluate like what we're doing, putting people on a pedestal. So I'm curious, if you are a massive fan of Ariana Grande, what do you think about this take? I know she said she needed a villain song because her fans love that, but I don't know, man. This feels dirty. I don't feel good listening to it. I know too much. Is she saying I can't wait to try it? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I know too much, so I didn't feel good listening to that. So I'm gonna skip the next track, Yes and, because we've already heard it, and I know y'all haven't heard my reaction, but like I gave you kind of a synopsis at the beginning of the video. So after Yes and, we have We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love. I think she said in the Zanglo interview that this song kind of encapsulates the entire album, and I think this is the one that has the music video, so this should be interesting.
I didn't think it
Sounded like a nightclub. I got excited. Ooh, I don't want to tiptoe, but I don't want to hide. What she said, I don't want to feed this monster, I just want to let the story die. I feel like, I mean, seems pretty obvious what she's trying to say. She wants to move on and live her life and not have it be a story with this. I didn't want to go there, but with SpongeBob, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I had to get one. Just one.
easy in silence.
I love that. I love that. I love production choices like that.
You got me misunderstood.
Yep. I definitely see how this song would be what the album is about. You got me misunderstood. And she's saying, like, in this whole scandal with this man, the public is misunderstanding her. They're not giving the full story. What is she saying there? Is she saying you can do your papers? I cannot understand her. I'm gonna look this up right now. It says, we can't be friends, but I'd like to just pretend. You cling to your papers and pens. Wait until you like me again. I am not proud to say that I was thinking papers and pens like divorce papers. Like he is unsure if he wants to blow up his whole life for this. I don't know, totally speculation. This is where all we can do is speculate. But it's like, I feel like she's saying like, we're obviously meant to be more than friends. Like there's something going on between us, but you have a situation that you are bringing to a close. Maybe you're unsure about it. You're kind of like feeling this guilt or feeling this craze about maybe blowing up your family's lives. But I will wait until you move through that or you heal through it, and I'll wait for your love. Obviously, this is 100% speculation. This could be about something else entirely, but that is what I am getting from the song.
Be friends, but I'd like to just pretend.
Ooh, that's gorgeous right there. And these are the things that, this is what makes me excited for Ariana Grande music. Like, I just feel like there's nobody that layers like she does, that just like is so intentional about the way they layer their own voice and the production surrounding it. All right, next track, I Wish I Hated You. This sounds like my kind of song.
Your shoes telling bosses I send them your way.
I can't wait to go back and analyze this album because it feels all over. Does it not? I think I was expecting kind of like a story, like a follow through, like start of a relationship maybe as it moves through, the reckoning, getting out of it. Honestly, because we know too much, It feels like we're going from like starting a new relationship to ending one, starting a new one, and that only adds to the scrutiny about them kind of like occurring at the same time. That's the vibe I'm getting from the track list.
Our shadows dance in a parallel plane.
Ooh, that was pretty. Like our shadows stand in a parallel plane. You'll learn to heal, repair. I'll learn to stay in one place. Again, it really sounds like the guy didn't seem like maybe he put in the effort, but she really seemed like she didn't want to break his heart, and she did. Like she had to do what was best for her.
I wish I hated you.
Ooh, I love the way her voice sounded there. Like almost like she had a break in her voice. I wish I hated you. That was stunning.
Wish there was worse to you. Wish you were worse to me.
Ariana, we don't need to wish that somebody was worse to us or that we were worse to them. Like no. It was another pretty song. Let's listen to the next track, which is Imperfect for You.
Messy, completely deep.
I like this so far.
That this was a happy disaster.
It sounds like, how do you analyze this music without speculating? It sounds like they both blew up their lives together and they kind of felt like they were outcasted and shunned by the world, shunned by their people, but they like essentially ran away, they hid away together, and that was their peace within all the chaos. I mean, it's probably obvious.
Not like that since I met you.
Okay, but the problem is, Ariana, we say this with every person. That is unhealed trauma. It's like, this is who I usually am, but I'm not that way with you. Well, yeah, because it's new and it's fresh and it's light. I mean, obviously this situation isn't light. We need Ariana to just take like a year. Just take a year.
I'm glad we crashed and burned. I know we'll be there for each other.
Listen, man, this is how Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn's relationship started. Her whole world blew up, and she found her sanctuary in this man, and we saw how that ended. You can only have sanctuary for so long before we have to return to the real world. That's a very complex, very complicated dynamic there. Okay, so I think that might be my favorite song on the album, but I never said that I liked healthy dynamics, okay? I typically enjoy the more toxic, complicated dynamics because I have such a passion for psychology, and I just love to break that apart. So I do really like that song. We have one final song called Ordinary Things featuring Nona, and we love when Nona is in our music with Ariana. Will this be the perfect wrap up for this album? To be rich and just to be able to fly anywhere that you want to in the world with your boo thing. I would be such a romantic. I would romance the shit out of my husband if I could just pick up and fly wherever I wanted, whenever I wanted. See, but there we go again. This will never be an ordinary thing to you. This will never be an ordinary thing as long as I'm with you. It sounds like Ariana's constantly chasing that high. We need to learn to live in the comfort, in the security, in the safety, which is really hard to do for somebody that has lived through a lot of trauma like Ariana.
Like, God almighty, if I never go to bed without kissing goodnight.
That is so true. I know it's so cliche, but the whole like never go to bed angry, I don't agree with that. I think sometimes you just have to, like, not angry, I guess, just not like without a conclusion. Sometimes there is no conclusion. Me and my husband have spent not many, but we've spent some time in the past 17 years where we got in an argument before bed, and I definitely don't go to bed happy, but I never have gone to bed not feeling secure, because even if there was no resolution, we have always essentially said, I love you, hugs, kisses, like, it's gonna be fine, we're gonna be okay. Whew, that's it, that's the album, y'all. Okay, so final thoughts on the album. It definitely is a cohesive album, and sometimes I struggle with that because when all of the songs kind of like blend in together, I kind of start to be like, okay, give me something new, give me something fresh. But then as a concept, that always works. Like, you know exactly what you're gonna get. There's no like extreme highs and extreme lows. It's all just like there. I'm excited to listen to it in my headphones because obviously I just have an easier time picking up lyrics in my headphones, and I'm such a lyrical person. I'm surprised that I don't feel more passionately about the album because I am such a sad girl anthem person. Like, my favorite songs from artists are always the ones that you just don't hear a ton about. Like, people don't really talk on them a lot. I just love like the deeply introspective music, so you would think that I would love this album, but it's another like Ariana album where it's just like I will not find myself going through and replaying the whole album again over and over and over again, but I'm definitely going to go back to it. I definitely enjoyed it, and I definitely feel like the second half of the album was stronger than the first half. At the end of the day, this is the album that Ariana Grande needed to make for herself. And I really do hope that she really is doing all the work that she says she's doing, but it just, I mentioned in the video, it just seems like she is constantly chasing maybe a high or trying to run from a low. And she did say in the Apple Music interview that this is like the first time she was really present in an album. I think it was the first time she really allowed herself to feel. The problem is, I think we know too much. I think we know too much, and that clouded kind of my judgment of the album. Like, I would like to keep listening to it throughout the years to kind of detach from the media storm. I just know too much, and so there were times during the album where I just felt like, but no, we need to take a different approach. Like, and that's unfair to say because she made the music that she felt like she needed to make. I just think it's really hard to listen to an album when you know what you know, and there's certain things that you kind of want to hear from it, or a certain maybe accountability that you want someone to take, or even if it's not accountability, even if you did nothing wrong, almost like giving more insight about how, you know, people interpreted something, which I guess is the whole album. The album is gorgeous. The production, beautiful. So beautiful. Her voice, stunning. I'm excited to re-listen to it. I'm excited to listen to it in my headphones. I'm excited to listen to it in the car. Honestly, I'll be excited for anything Ariana gives us. So thank you guys for welcoming me back to YouTube. I hope you liked this video, and I will see you in the next one, which honestly, I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.